yourself is the first key. And then next you need to realize that you're part of something bigger. And so you're part of a group of powerful people that want to help you. So you need to jump in on that. You need to let us help you. Be at the rallies, be at the training meetings, watch the Zooms that we put out there. Be part of what be part of the bigger picture that you're already part of. All the champion enterprises, we all want every one of you to rise to the top. And Jim and I, you know what? We are your leaders, but there was a beginning date for us as well. And we're celebrating in the month of March, yay, 35 years in this business. And 35 years ago, when I got started in Tupperware, we were much different people. And this was actually the very first Tupperware party that I went to do. And this is the new dress I bought to make myself feel good. And guess what I'm doing sitting there? I'm sitting there waiting for my mother to bring me a car so I could go to do my party, because I didn't even have my own car. We had one family car. That was where Jimmy was actually a police officer. I couldn't take the car from Jim. He could get called in. And so I couldn't just take off with the car. He had to have the car. And so my mom was going to come and watch the boys and let me use her car to go do my party. Boy, has time changed, hasn't it? You know, the thing is my mother is the one that loaned me the money to buy my kit. And today, every single month, I'm able to take care of my mother and father financially. We pay for their house payment and their medical, their prescriptions. I even, their cable, everything. And that's because of the benefits that Tupperware has allowed and the prospering that we have done in the Tupperware business. And, I'm not one to tell you I love money, but I sure do love what money allows. And that makes a huge difference. What if it's you? What if you're next? What if you can make a really big difference for your family? And you know what? When I got started, the boys were 4 and 18 months. And then we also had a beautiful little girl in the family added, and that's my Ashley. And, my goal was someday to have all my kids go to college. I wanted them to graduate college. And this was a very happy day for me when Ashley graduated at Ohio State. All 3 of my kids went to Ohio State and graduated. And that was part of my goal in this Tupperware business, is I was putting my kids through college. There's nothing going to stop me from letting my kids have the degrees and the dreams of their jobs and the dreams of their lives. And then the dream wedding. What if you could pay for a dream wedding for your daughter or daughters? And it doesn't stop there. We took them on dream vacations, and Jim and I have been to over 32 countries, all free from Tupperware. Okay, and so over 33 countries. What if you could do that? What if you could go to 5? What if you could go to 3? What if you could go to 1? New country on a wild trip with you and your husband or a significant other. Where do you want to be? And ask yourself where you're going to go and what are you doing every day to get yourself closer to that? Because that's the key. You've got to have an overwhelming desire inside of you that won't stop. You've got to want it so bad you can taste it, and that you go to bed at night and you dream about it. And you've got to think it can be you, and you got to believe that it'll be you. And that's what makes the difference. That's what separates the as they would say, the boys from the men. That's what separates the successful people from the people that kind of like say, whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens isn't going to get you company cars and dream vacations. You have to have the attitude that I will make this happen, and I'm going to make this happen. And you know what? When you have somebody that comes into your Tupperware circle and they aren't all roses, then who's next? Find somebody new. You go out and you find somebody new. You keep looking for people that you can help. And if you help enough people, you will have everything you ever dreamed of in this Tupperware business. What would you? Who do you want to become? I totally remember sitting there and thinking about what if it could be me, and what do I want to be like when I am a business leader? How do I want to handle things? Who do I want to be as a leader, as a manager, as a director, as a starman director? How do I want to handle an organization? Think about these things, dream about these things, and these are how these things come to life, because what you think about, you bring about over and over and over again in your career. I'm telling you right now, we will have 50 directors. And I'm telling you that because I'm thinking about it every day. And it will happen because that's the way I roll, all right? I make things happen. I don't let things happen. I make things happen by helping people, and helping more people. And I want you to be one of those people that I'm helping you get to the new levels, and so you can have the success for you and your family, like I've seen so many others have. Some of our greatest leaders started just like you. Do you know Brownie Weiss was going door to door selling Fuller brushes? And when she was selling the Fuller brushes, she got, for a gift, she got Wonder bowls. And those Wonder bowls, she was so impressed with them, and she called and wanted to talk to Earl Tupper after she carried them around with her for a while, and everybody's going to the hardware store to get them. She called and wanted to find out exactly who made this bowl and how she could get this bowl and start selling this bowl along with her brushes. Well, pretty soon she was selling more bowls than the hardware stores in the United States. And that's when they made the decision that they would pull the bowls out of the hardware store and let Brownie and all her girlfriends, now that we're selling these bowls with her, they could sell the bowls. And that's how the party plan started, because she went to door after door after door, and it just got too much. And so she said, you know what, if I come back tomorrow, could you have some friends over so I can show the bowls to everybody at the same time? And by now we have bowls, we have tumblers, and a few other pieces. And that's where the party started. I'll give you a free gift. And lo and behold, a party happened, all right? And so that is exciting. We were the very first party plan, and all of the others have looked at us and copied our business plan, which is fine. That's what America is, right? And they look at our business plan and say, we can do that. We want to do that in their companies as well. We were not the first direct sales company, but we were the first party plan. Fuller Brushes was the first direct sales. Believe in yourself and don't party alone. Start building your own unit and your own team. And this is so important for you to understand. As you bring in 3 people, those 3 people are your team, your personal recruits. But if any of those personal recruits recruit somebody, you can get paid on them too as a manager in title. And then any of those girls bring in somebody, you can get paid on them as well as a manager in title. So a manager in structure goes 3 levels deep. You could literally have 3 levels deep. And there could be 10 people on this level 1 and 10 people on level 2 and 10 people on level 3. You won't stay as a manager very long if you do that. But that's how the whole system works. It only takes 3 at the top, and then you scoop everybody under onto 3 levels deep to count as your manager, quote unquote, volume sales or your unit sales. When you are a manager, your team is called your unit. A director has a team, and a star director or higher has an organization and a team, actually. All right, so let's go to the next slide. And so this is 3 levels deep. That's very important to remember. A lot of people aren't aware of that. And you get paid 2 ways. You're going to get Profit Plus, which as a manager, you make 2%. As a star manager, you make 3%. Executive manager, you make 4% on the commissionable volume, 3 levels deep. And you also receive a Vanguard bonus. And the Vanguard bonus is according to your volume of sales. And so the original bonus that we talked about over here was the Profit Plus. That was actually on your title. The Vanguard bonus is on your sales volume. And so you could be a manager with $14,000 in sales and get level 3 Vanguard bonus of $185, or $16,000 and get $200 $10 bonus for that. However, if you're going to be making those kind of numbers, I'm going to suggest that you keep recruiting really, really fast, because you could be making a whole lot more money with a higher title. And that title can go up. Oh, I'm having a hard time moving my little things. Okay. When you achieve the manager title, in order to get that manager title, I told you had to have 3 level 1, 2, 3 personal recruits. Okay. All at your first level. Now, between you and them, you need to have $2,500 in volume of sales. And you also have to have $500 in your personal sales. Now, this month, if you do that in the month of March, we're taking you to dinner in April. And that is a mystery night. And this is a very special time that we're doing this. And so this is the month that you want to make this happen. When you have that 2,500, 3 personal recruits. Now, if you have recruits in the system already and they are already qualified, they count. You don't have to have 3 personal recruits this month unless you have none. Then you do, all right? But if you have 1 or 2 recruits already in the system, they're going to count as long as they've also sold at least $250 in the last 4 months. They are considered active and count for you, all right? And so when you have 3 personal recruits active and you have $500 in personal sales and $2,500 in your little team sales right there, which is called your unit, then you're going to earn the title of manager and you're going to go to dinner. And we're taking you to dinner in April, and it's a mystery night. And not only that, if you hit 3,000 instead of the 2,500, you get the pajamas from Tupperware as well. And you've seen those on the slides. You saw them at Rally in the Rally room, and you saw them in your information from Tupperware that came and on their Vanguard, on their slides as well. And then we also have earnings for the manager together on one slide here, where you can see all of this adds together and can be pretty fun to have a little extra cash there. And the other thing that you need to understand is one standard personal party. Oh, I'm sorry, that scared me. This house is scaring me. I'm new here. It makes funny sounds. Okay, sorry. Let's let Ellen take this one.
I can. All right. So, so what this is explaining is when you step up in March, so you have one standard party, which is you have a minimum of $500 in sales, and your unit does 5 or more standard parties. All right. And you have 3 active personal recruits. So that means you stepped up to the level of manager in March. Okay. So what that means is come April, that's your first month being paid as a manager. So you get all those bonuses that Pam was talking about, the Profit Plus and the Vanguard bonus and all those wonderful things. So that's what this is explaining.
Okay. And then you have, go ahead, Ellen.
All right. So, all right. So to maintain and be paid as a manager, you have to do that every single month. Okay. So if you become a manager and then 2 months after you become a manager, you have a month where maybe your unit sales are only 2,000. You don't get paid as a manager that month. You get all your commissions and things like bonuses on your personal sales like you do normally, but you don't get paid on your unit. So in order to maintain and be paid as a manager, you just have to keep hitting that minimum standard. But at Champion, we don't encourage minimums. We always encourage to, shoot higher. And Tupperware a lot of times has a lot of programs in place and rewards you as a manager for recruiting every single month, having a personal recruit and having $500 over what the unit sales are for minimums. And so we always encourage everybody as a manager to at least have 1 personal recruit, because that's how you're going to keep going to higher levels. And also, instead of shooting for that 2,500, always shoot for 3,000 or more. Then that way you're going to scoop up any extra promotions that Tupperware has in place that month.
That's right. That's right. All right. And to achieve the star manager level, it's almost the same thing, but it's just a little more. And so in order to have that star manager level, you need to have 6 active. And so you're looking at $500 in personal sales and $5,000 in your unit sales and 6 of those level 1 recruits. And so that you, at 6 unit recruits, they have to be level 1 for you to count. You pick up the sales volume from the 5,000, but the 6 level 1, okay? And so you can see how this is you. Can you see my little cursor when I move it? Oh, good. This is you. And this is all of your new recruits that you brought in. And so these girls together, all of you, have to sell 5,000. And by the way, this $500 is inside this 5,000. And so you get to count the 500 inside the 5,000. And so you don't have to have 5,500. You have to have 5,000, okay? But just 500 of that needs to be yours, all right? And then you also have bigger Profit Plus and bigger Vanguard bonus. And so, actually, the Vanguard bonus stays the same, but the Profit Plus goes up to the 3%. This is the same picture that was before, but this is different because this is 3%, okay? And then you have the March and April, same exact scenario that we were just talking about, when you will actually celebrate and get title. And then we have, who drew on my screen? Is that me?
I think so. It's on your slide.
No, somebody drew on there. Hey, don't draw on my screens. Okay.
How do people do that? That happens a lot on Zoom.
Don't do
Weird.
that. All right. So somebody's thinking, did I do that? Oh my gosh. All right. So the same thing's going to happen when you move to the executive manager title. However, you look, your numbers go up. And so you have to have 9 level 1s, and you need to have 7,500 from you and your 9 level 1s, and you'll get 500 of that needs to be yours. Now, I'll tell you, girlfriend to girlfriend, friend to friend, guy to guy, whatever, girl to guy, whatever. I'm just telling you, that 500 personal needs to be higher, because that's only you doing one party, and it's really not reasonable that that's going to happen on 500. You need to be pulling in 2, 3, 4 parties every single month, and for you to get more sales volume, for your numbers to go up higher. And the higher you want your numbers to go up, the more you need to pick that up. Now, that won't be forever, because honestly, once you get a title that you want, it's easier to maintain it than it was to get it. But if you want to go up another level, you got to pick it up again and push hard to get to the next level. But once you get it, it's easier to maintain it and keep it there. But in order to go up, you have to push again. So every time you want to grow in this business, go to a higher level, you're going to push hard, and you're going to work hard, and you're going to focus hard, and to get to that new level. And then maintaining is not as hard as getting, okay? Especially if you keep doing what you've already been doing. You can't stop and think it's going to stay there. But if you keep doing what you've already learned and what you've already been doing, you'll maintain and you'll be fine, okay? All right, so the next thing we want to tell you about is the Profit Plus goes up. You're already up to 4% now, and this stays the same, because I remember I told you this was only paid on sales volume, where this is paid on title. All right, and then next we have the exact same thing where you're going to be recognized, and then this is a special level, because the executive manager title that I talked about, this is extra special, because when you hit this title, you're also going to go into what the potential earnings look like. Does it say it there, Ellen? I don't see it where it talks about. Okay, it doesn't say it there. Oh, we're going to tell you later. It's a secret. It's not a secret. But there's
something amazing is about to happen. Stay tuned.
Yes, more money. All right. Let's look at potential earnings. And so the potential manager earnings, when you're holding one standard party a week, and that one party 4 weeks is $2,000, and you're going to make 25%, which is $500. And when you have your personal sales volume bonus, that's another $100, because you have that personal sales volume bonus, which is awesome. And then your 5 standard unit parties, and 5 times 500 is 2,500, plus your 2,000, you're looking at 4,500 in total sales volume that you're submitting and having credit for your unit, which is another $67.50 profit. And so as a manager, you can easily make $737 by doing one party a week. That's pretty awesome. Wouldn't you agree? And that is having 5 parties in your team. So remember, you've got 3 recruits. And so there's 5 parties in your team. So 2 of your girls probably held 2 parties in the month, and 1 of your girls only held 1 party in a month, or girls or guys, all right? And so that's pretty simple. And then let's go ahead, and the potential manager earnings, if you're holding 2 standard parties, really goes up. In fact, look at this. I told you, the more parties you personally do, the quicker you're going to go up. Look at this. This is 1 party a week. And look at the total. That's 700. Oh, I'm pointing it with my finger. I need to use my clicker. Oh, my goodness. All right.
We can see a lot, but we can't see finger Pam.
Okay, so when you do the 1 party is $737, and you can see that right there. But if you do the 2 parties, it's $1,587. Not only does your personal profit double, but your whole team's personal profit, the whole thing will double. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Pam, I don't know about you, but I never had a job that I could go to 8 times a month and get paid $1,500.
Right.
$1,500. I mean, really.
Yeah, this is really
Crazy.
considered part-time in the real world. In Tupperware, we're looking at this. It is part-time hours, but this is a significant paycheck, $1,587. And what you've done is you've actually gone to work 8 times this month and going to Tupperware parties 8 times. All right. And now we have the potential star manager. just do one party a week, and you have your team doing the 10 parties, and along with your one party a week, you're looking at $847. But if you do 2 parties a week, what happens to that check? Oh my goodness, $1,722. That's a big difference. Now we have the executive manager title, and at the executive manager title, look at this right here. This is what I was looking for to tell you about earlier. The executive manager gets a bonus. All executive managers get an additional bonus for title every month. They get an extra $150. Now that qualifies them, and every month they're going to get that as long as they made their minimums. They're going to get that, and their minimum is total unit sales of 7,500. And when they hit 7,500, this says 9,500. That's over her minimum, or over his minimum. But when they hit 7,500, they will always get this $150 bonus check. Okay, and if they miss it for a month, they just don't get the $150 bonus check, and the next month it'll kick back in as long as they hit that 7,500. And they actually get 4 misses in a year. And so if they miss 4 times, then they're out of that program and have to go back in it just like every other program, because it's a title, and you can't miss your title more than 4 times and keep it. All right. And so once in any of our titles, whether it is manager, star manager, executive manager, or even DIQ, or director, I'm sorry, you get 4 misses a year to actually, have a hiccup. Unfortunately things happen. You don't lose your title. And when you make your minimums, you get paid again. Somebody needs to mute. Okay, Ellen, take this next screen.
All right, so then you see here with just going on the same pattern with the executive manager earnings when they're holding 2 parties a week. That is amazing. $2,000 for holding 2 parties a week. And again, think about those 2 parties. That's showing up to work 2 times a week, and you're maybe putting in 2 hours at each party and maybe another hour of prep time between phone calls and things like that between the parties. That's awesome. That is awesome pay. So you can see how quickly things can really, escalate in your business when you have that momentum going. Like I said in the beginning, success loves speed. And so when you get that momentum going, it just breeds more success in your business.
And so one party for this title a week was $1,455. 2 parties, this title a week, is $2,000. My goodness, guys, that is you working 8 days, 8 nights, 8 windows of 2-hour windows, 8 times, and then you running a team and motivating a team. And so let's look at that. Let's even double it. Let's say that you actually worked 16 times. That's $2,000 for only going to work 16 days. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. And when we talk about a day, we're not talking about 8 hours. You give me 8 hours and you'll triple that puppy. All right? Okay. But wait, there's more. All right. There is a first time and only one time bonus for every new title. So when you move up to manager this month, now we're going to add $100. And so guys, this is the month to move up. You go to dinner with Pam and Jim and Julie and the mystery night along with that. And did I remind you that when we have 35 new step-ups this month to manager titles, so 35 new managers, we're going to give away $35? No, we're going to give away $350. One lucky winner is going to get $350. And the pajamas, if you just do the $3,000 and not the $2,500, if you go over $500 from your minimum in order to get your title, you get the pajamas too. Yes, isn't that cool? Now at the star manager level, it's a $150 bonus, and the executive manager level is a $200 bonus. So you get $100, $150, $200, 3 different times. Now, if you go from consultant to executive manager, you get all 3 checks. Isn't that cool? All right. And so you would get a total of $100 and $150 and $200. That's $450 bonus over and above your regular monies that you would have made. All right.
And this is a one-time bonus. So it's just when you step up. It is when you step up the first time, but it's just one time. So that then when you get paid as that manager, that's when that bonus comes through. So like when we gave the examples, oh, here it is. Yeah. There it is.
Here it is. The examples you get. Go ahead, Ellen. Do it. You're on a roll.
Okay, so in March they achieved the title. And so they achieved the title in March and it's effective in April. So in April, when they achieve the title again, then that's when they get paid as that at that level. And then when you achieve it for the second month, that's when you qualify for your $150 bonus. Oh, well, this is the executive manager bonus. This isn't the first time bonus. This is the different one. Okay. So this one is the one that she pointed out at that executive level, that you get this $150 bonus when you hit your numbers every month, okay? But you do have a qualification period for that, and so that's what this is. So you qualify in March, you get paid as in April, but that's your second month of qualification for that $150 bonus. And so in May, when you do that, then you will get that bonus starting after May. What's the month after May? June, yeah? I don't know. The month after May, June. From that moment forward, every month you hit these numbers, you're going to get that $150 bonus. Now, the first time bonus, it comes through just like I said, when you achieve the title in March, and then in April is your first month to be paid as that level, so executive manager in this example. So in your May bonus, when you get paid for your work that you did in April, that's a $200 bonus. That first time, one-time bonus will be on that check as well.
Okay. So the executive manager title is definitely a title with a lot of money. I will tell you, I don't want you to live there because you're making pretty good money there. But you can see where this can be very lucrative, and the bonuses add up. That $150 bonus over and above your Profit Plus and your Vanguard bonus. But the big money can be at the next title, and that's the DIQ and the director. Going into DIQ, you can have a star manager title or an executive manager title, because DIQ is not a title, it's a program that you go into, and DIQ stands for Director in Qualification. And we want to take you there, but we also want you to understand all of this system is built for you to absolutely grow deep and wide at the same time, and so that you can have your consultants promoting, recruiting as well. And so say you have you're the manager and you have your 3 level 1 consultants, and then you actually have a consultant who has a consultant who moves up to manager. That's considered your manager. She does not pass you up. She stays with you. Now, if you go to star manager, you can, that is the perfect scenario. So there's no passing up of rank. You don't have to worry about somebody's going to pass me up or move faster than I move until the director title. So you don't have to worry about it. You bring them in, help them all. And if you promote a manager this month, you're in the drawing for $350. Now, if you are a manager, you promote a manager and somebody on your team somebody in your unit becomes a manager, that's you and she go into the drawing for the $350. We want to reward you and thank you and appreciate you for helping a manager on your team become a manager. The other thing that's really cool about that is, of course, their sales count for you too. You don't lose their sales credit or anything. They count for you. Manager, star manager, executive manager, guys can have the same title all the way up. And until the DIQ program, you're counting everything. And we'll tell you about that when it's time. But right now, you just need to build this business and stay strong and solid at 3 levels deep. And so that you can continue to build what you're building is not just, you don't just think about you're just having this little Tupperware team. You're building an organization. I started 35 years ago, and look where I'm at today. I love what this offers because you can have exactly what I have. You can have what Ellen has. Ellen started 8 years ago. You can have the
10 years ago.
10? Oh my goodness, time flies. All right.
Time flies. I've been here almost a third of the time you've been in business.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
That's
all right.
crazy.
So the managers, level 1, level 2, and level 3 levels, they all count for you, and you're creating your organization. And look at this, how this could actually really climb out into your branches of your business when you help other people on your team. And so I want to encourage you to embrace the fact that you're a manager and working with your consultants. And at the same time, I also want you to know you don't have to be scared of, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, because we do it for you, and you can watch us too, and we'll teach you what to do. And so bringing them in, helping them grow their business, and encouraging them, you're going to get rewarded for that. All right.
And you see this scenario right there, that is where a manager can get paid at those higher Vanguard bonuses. That's how that happens. You know, it's a we. You know, the more people you have working with you within your unit, the easier it is for you to hit your numbers. That's the rule all the way up, even at the director level. The more people we have on our team, the easier it is for us to hit our goals and to really turn it up a notch when we want to turn it up a notch. So it's a we thing. You know, by yourself, it can be lonely and feel like a struggle and feel hard. But when you have people working with you, it invigorates you, quite honestly. I mean, I remember asking somebody when I first started in direct sales, I said, how do you stay excited about the business? And this leader said to me, they were like, oh, well, it's because of people like you, like new people coming in. When you're excited, it's like a B12 shot to the arm. And it truly is. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like, I'll be leaving a party and I'll call Pam and I'll be like, I just recruited my next director. I know it. Now, whether or not it ends up happening, I believe it. You know, I believe it in that moment. And it fires me up, and then I can take that energy and I can pass it on to the other people on the team, and the excitement and the belief, I can pass that on to other people on the team when they don't have it. And that's exactly what Pam did to me when she looked at me, when I sat there in front of her, completely broken, trying to figure out what to do to get my family out of the financial mess we were in. And she looked at me and she said, I can tell you don't believe in yourself. Put your belief in me until you believe in yourself, and I can help you. I can take you to the top. And that's exactly what she did. You know, I did. I believed in her much more. I didn't believe in myself, but I believed in her because the proof is in the pudding, and clearly she had lots of pudding, okay? And so that's what I did. But that's where the we comes in. So if you want to be strong in this business, get people with you. Get people with you, whether it's a friend, a girlfriend, a stranger on the street, somebody you just met, a friend from school, whatever, you know, but get people to come with you. Build your tribe.
Yes. And you know, here's the thing. Those are really good word choices tonight, because if you're having a hard time believing that it's you, you need to believe it us, that we believe it's you. And so start doing what we're asking you to do, and start talking the business, and start getting excited about the business, and believing that there is more money available. You know there is. You've seen me, you've seen Ellen, you've seen Loretta, you've seen Pam Callahan, Lori Morris, all doing well. Let's let it be you do well. Our little, you know, our team has really, really grown in the last 5 years. And to watch people like, and I'm just for instance, I just love little Jessica and what she's done with her business. And Jessica has absolutely exploded her business. Nikki exploded her business in the last year. I just love seeing that kind of success, and that does motivate me. I get so excited when I see other people making this business work. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but this is work hard, make a lot of money scheme. All right. If you want to call it that, you can call it a scheme, but it's not. It's a real legit business, an amazing opportunity, and an opportunity for you really to make a difference and change your world. You do not have to settle. You do not have to go to the 9 to 5. I'm not telling you to leave it, but I'm telling you, you could if you wanted to. And I'm also telling you that you don't have to settle for small paychecks. You can be making $2,000 a month working part-time. We haven't even talked about the director title. We went through the manager, star manager, and executive manager titles and showed you the money there. We're not trying to make you, you know, you don't have to do any of this. We're encouraging you that there's some great money here and you can do it. And you're probably sitting there thinking, where do I start? How could I possibly get to that kind of totals? Well, it's really quite easy. And this is, you're not through until you dated two. I want you to think about every situation. And I'll tell you, when I was brand new, and that picture you saw of me sitting there, I knew that every time I went out and did a Tupperware party, I had to date a party. And I had to date 2 parties every single party. And what I did is I played this game with myself, and some of the directors know about this, but I played this game that my job was not to sell Tupperware, my job was to date parties. And if I dated parties, I could sell the Tupperware at the parties, but I didn't have to worry about that. All I had to do is worry about dating parties. So every day I had to date parties. And I said, a dating a day will keep Jeannie away. Now, Jeannie, she was the person I am today. I hope nobody's scared of me, but I was scared of her. I really was. I just thought, oh my goodness, she's going to tell me I'm not selling enough Tupperware, and she's going to tell me I can't be part of the team anymore. And I didn't want that to happen. And I don't know why I was so scared of her, but I was scared of her. And she was a really nice lady, but she was really rich, and she drove a Cadillac. I know that scares me when I even say that, because I drive a Cadillac today, but that was not anything I ever dreamed of that would ever be me then, all right? And I have to tell you, a dating day will keep Jeannie away, and I just knew I had to date a party every single day. So I'd get up every day. I'd say, okay, I'm dating a party. Where am I going to date it? And I would either make phone calls, or I'd go out and I'd hit the, I call it hitting the streets. I'd go friend finding. I'd find a way to date those Tupperware parties. Now, I also want to tell you that those Tupperware parties grew into more parties and more parties and more parties. And let me just show you on this screen what happens if you date a party and hold it next week. One party. That's your job, is tomorrow to get up and date one party to hold next week. And you have that one party. At that party, you're going to date two. You hold those two parties, and you would date two at those two parties. And at that party, those two parties, when you date two, now you've got four parties the next week. And at those four parties, then you're going to date at those four parties, two at every party. And you know what happens sometimes? You date three. And you know what else happens sometimes? You only date one. But it's okay, because you're going for this average. And if you don't date a party, you get on the phone the next morning, you find a party someplace else. And so you can make this chart happen. And you have all the four of those parties, and you date two at every party. Then you have six. Then you have 8 parties. And when you have all those 8 parties, and you have two at every party, then you have 16. See how this grows? What happens if you do all 16 parties and date two? You're going to have 32 parties. You're going to have so many parties you can't do them all. And you're going to have team members to help you do your parties. That's how crazy it can be. Back when you saw me in that chair and I was sitting there and I was getting ready to go to my first Tupperware party, I want to tell you that I knew that my mission was to date parties. I had to date parties. And so I had to do everything to the level where people would want to have parties with me. I had to get out there. I had to be professional. I had to be fun. I had to really be dress the part, walk the part, talk the part, and love my product, because I wanted people to date a party. And if I did not date a party, I would come home and I'd work until I dated a party. If it was a day party, if it was an evening party, I'd get up the next morning and I'd try my hardest to get those parties dated, because my goal was to date a party every day, because a dating a day would keep Jeannie away. You've heard an apple a day keep the doctor away. Well, in my head, it was dating a day keep Jeannie away. But really what it meant was I was going to go to the top. If I could just learn to date parties, I could go to the top. And I want to encourage you to open your mouth. The only way you're going to learn to date parties is if you open your mouth. Can you ever imagine somebody learning to play the horn and you're trying to blow the horn? You have to blow the horn, okay? Can you imagine somebody saying, I'm going to learn to play the piano, but never touching the keys? You're not going to learn it. You've got to open your mouth, and you've got to start working and trying to date Tupperware parties by word of mouth, by talking, by just being friendly. Just be yourself. Just go out there and say, hey, I've got a great deal for you. If you want in on it, I'm trying to go ahead and line up some get-togethers next week. And you can date in-home parties. You can date Facebook parties. But the important thing is go to work. And you know what? You never know. When you go to work, look at this. By simply following the formula that uses a $500 party average, you will have the retail sales of $15,500 over the next 5 weeks, and you will profit $5,425. Wow. We told you there's more money. There is more money. And you know what? I will share with you, I don't care what your title is right now in Tupperware. If you're sitting here as a director on this call and you're thinking, I want more money, there's your more money. A party next week, then 2 from every party. And in 5 weeks, you could have $5,425 profit. That's crazy, but it's true. And guess what else is going to happen when you do all this? You're going to find cars coming in your driveway and everything else, because you're just learning the system. You teach yourself to learn the system and learn to date parties. You will have seen approximately 186 customers, and you have customers that are potential recruits for you as well when you do this system. Now, 10 reasons why you want to step up: because you're going to have a lot of new friends, okay? A lot of new friends. And you want that. Number 9 executive training, exclusive training, top of the line training. You've got Champion Enterprises, but we're just the beginning. You've got Tupperware as well. You've got conventions. You've got opportunity. And number 8, satisfaction of helping others in your team grow. And there's nothing more rewarding than seeing other women and men find this, the financial satisfaction in Tupperware. And it's not just about the money. It's not just about the title. It's about actually making a difference in people's lives. All right. And then you also have more recognition for you and for your unit. And you have confidence that you can build. And what about helping others achieve their dreams? And, the opportunity for all expense paid manager trips. And that is a manager trip, by the way. And the opportunity to work harder and hold parties and recruit can bring company cars and opportunities together to see bigger and better things for not only for your family, but all the families around you that you pull into your circle. And look at these company cars. And that's champions. That's not strangers. Those are people you know and we know. And then you also be part of an organization and leadership team. And here you have the number 2 main reason why you want to join Tupperware or move up, in the business. And the number 1 reason is earn more money and have exclusive awards. And you got to think big, you got to start small, but you got to begin now. And where will this party take you? I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about having 58 people on this call tonight and 58 potential people that want to have more money. And so our business plan tonight is for you to get up in the morning and you decide that every day I date a party. And you date parties. Every single day you get busy dating those Tupperware parties. The next thing you want to do in this business plan that we're giving you today is this month, in these parties that you hold, you need to find 3 people to join you on your team. Now, word choices for that can be anything from, come on, girlfriend, let's do this. This is really fun. You're going to love it. I want a really good deal. The best deal I can give you is the kit. A couple word choices that I think is so fun from our Canadian friends, and they never, ever, ever sell anything that's in the kit. If they find anybody that says, I want the Power Chef or I want a spatula, they're like, oh no, I don't sell that. You have to buy the kit. If you're getting that, you have to buy the kit. And the customer would be like, what? And say, yeah, it's a much better deal. Look, the kit is $39. And you buy the kit for $39 plus the tax on the kit. You're looking at $45, $48. That Power Chef alone is $69. And so you buy this kit, and then I will come over and do an activation party with you. We can do an activation get together. You and 5 friends around the kitchen table. It's easy. We'll make salsa. It's fun. And they don't call it a party. They call it activation event or an activation night, an activation just to activate you. And at that activation, you go ahead and put the sales credit in their name. Now you make the money because you work that night, but they get the sales credit and all the gifts. And voila, before long, they've got their $1,000 in Tupperware already past it, and they have paid not another penny for any of that. But guess what else happens? They get a little piece of the pie, and they see the action in Tupperware. And then you have somebody new on your team because they want to be part of it, and they loved hanging out with you. And that's all part of it. Be somebody that people want to hang out with, and you'll have an easier time dating parties. And so work on that personality and that fun part of yourself and let people see the real you because you're fun, you are loving. And when you are quiet and shy and nobody gets to know you, you don't help yourself, you don't help anybody around you, and you're never going to have that opportunity to grow the business to the fullest extent. Look at little Nikki. She was so quiet and shy, but boy, she stepped out of her comfort zone so that she could do it one more time. Now her style for stepping out was online. And she does it, and she does it great. But I want to encourage you to be loud and proud to be part of Tupperware. Start talking the Tupperware business and really looking for tomorrow, dating a party every single day, dating a day, dating a day, dating a day. And if you look at your job as my job is to date parties, and you go out to do it every single day, you're going to see a 6-figure income come in no time at all. And I'm not kidding. When Ellen joined the Tupperware business, she joined in November. By the end of August, she was taking her children to Disney. She had actually driving a beautiful company car and had the joy of having the title record just after a few short 6-7 months, I believe it was, that actually it rolled into. So it can be you too. You've got to decide. Anybody have any questions? Because we have a few minutes for questions. And you'll have to take yourself off mute for a question. A few minutes for questions. Anybody have questions? Okay, you need to message your director and tell her an aha, and what you're thinking of right now is whether or not you can be part of our 35 new managers we're looking for in the month of March. We want you. And if you're willing to be, you are willing to be one of our 35, and you're going to go to dinner with Pam and Jim and Julie and our mystery night, and we're not going to tell you what we're doing, but it's going to be fun. And so it's not just dinner, it's play too. It's mystery, all right? And so we're going to have dinner and a mystery night, and if you want to be part of that, then you need to text your director right now and say, I'm all in. It's going to be March for me. You'll have a chance to win the $350 drawing, and you'll have the dinner for sure. And even if we don't make our goal, we're doing dinner. Okay, guys? I want to make the goal. But if we don't make the goal, we're still doing dinner. So don't sit there and think, well, we're probably not doing dinner anyways. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to dinner, okay? And it's with Julie, and she's coming in to go with us. And Jimmy and all of your directors are going to earn it for sure. And so we're going to have a great time. It's going to be a hoot. And we're going to probably have to rent a hall to do dinner. It's going to be so many people there. And so tell them I'm all in, and tell them, you know, that you are going to be focused tomorrow morning, dating parties, and looking for those friends who will join you on your team, because you need 3 recruits. Your personal sales only have to be 500, but it would be great if there were more. And all 3 of your 3 recruits, if they're brand new, have to have 250, but it would be great if it was 500 so they could qualify for the activation gift. And just think, don't let anybody tell you that it can't be done, because it can. You have a wealth of people that you know personally that have made it happen, and it can be you next. Thank you, guys.
Pam?
Yes.
Or Ellen?
Yes.
It's Bobby.
Bobby, yes.
Okay, I'm planning a bunch of different vendor events
Okay.
to get leads, because I've got a very closed circle around me. So with those leads, would that be a different Zoom call as to how you approach those leads and go forward?
We are definitely covering those kind of things in the next calls. And this is just the where am I going to go and how I'm going to get there call, and where's that money going to come in at. And that call is tonight. And then next week, what is the call next? We don't want you to wait, Bobby, though. So we need to give you some ideas tonight. But what is the next week's call, Ellen?
I don't have it pulled up. I'm sorry.
Let me just go ahead, because
I'm the troublemaker.
No, Bobby, you know what? After 35 years, you can ask me any question and it just rolls out of my mouth, because I have been in this Tupperware business for a long time. And so when you're working events and you want to recruit an event, or you want to date a Tupperware party at an event, I will tell you, I use the little lead slips. And when they come to my party, when they come walking past, I say, oh, you want to put your name in our door prize? We're giving away free Tupperware tonight. And they stop and they hesitate and they look. And then if they start to fill out the slip, that's great. If they're not filling out the slip, I would say, have you seen the latest and greatest in Tupperware? And I would probably have something like the grill sitting there. And I go, that's our grill. And it goes in the microwave, and it makes cheeseburgers or grilled cheese sandwiches. And so you collect their interest. You get them to want to hear more about whatever you're doing. And then they look down at that lead slip and they start to fill it out. And as they start to fill it out, it has the little boxes on there. I'm interested in selling Tupperware. I have replacements. I'm interested in a party. All those little things on that box. And as I start to fill it out, I look down, I go, oh, so make sure you check those boxes, because if you don't check any of them, we just assume you want them all. And they're just
Okay.
like, what? And they laugh, and I'm like, I'm kidding. And so when you have fun and let them see your fun personality right away, you're starting to make friends. And you're starting to take that wall down that's between you and them, because when they walk up to you, you can't see a wall, but there's a wall. And so you've got to take the wall down in order for them to become your friend, and so that you can date a Tupperware party and eventually have them on your team. And so do that with humor, okay? The other thing I like to do is when they come past the cart and they're looking and they're trying to look over there like that, and I put the Shape-O ball out front, because everybody had it as a kid. And I even sometimes hold it in my hand and play with it. And I say, oh, did you have this when you were a kid? And they're like, yeah, my kids had it. I had it, all that stuff. I go, isn't it awesome? Did you know it was Tupperware? And a lot of times they're like, no, we didn't know it was that. Well, come on in. We're having a ball over here. And just break the ice, because unless you break the ice and take that wall down, you're never going to date them. Okay. And so that's the very first thing I could tell you is that you have to do. And then the small talk. This is conversations. You know, when they're looking at the grill, say, I'd love to give that grill to you for free. Would you want it free? There's 3 prices. You can have it free, or you can have it for half price. Just have a Tupperware party. Or you can buy it, but it's $200. I'd rather you get it for free or half price. And they're like, well, how do I get it free or half price? And you can say, you can join my team and get a discount if you prefer that. And so you throw out options for people, and so that they can, you first of all get them to want the product, and then you give them options and say, just have a few friends over. We can do it like that, and it's always we. And another fun line that I always said at the kiosks like that, or at the booths, at the event shows, I'd say, you know what? If you really want to have a party, I'll come. And they're like, yeah, you're the Tupperware lady. But if you just have humor and you come up with some one-liners like that, it really does break the ice, and it helps you. The other thing is, if you're doing events, I want to tell you, the worst thing you can do is to have these bins for $5 and $10 and all that other stuff. You cheapen your product, and you take away the glory of a beautiful product line that we have. I highly recommend that you put up a beautiful display. Nothing has to be for sale there. It can be a display for show, because why? You want to date parties. Unless you're going to do a great big huge show to really pull people in, which you're not doing, I recommend you keep it simple and just do a display that your sample line, and showing off the new lines and inviting people to have a get together with a few friends. And you're gonna find out you can make more money, because you can, you sell them a $30, $35 set of bowls, and you eat for a night. But if you have a Tupperware party, you can eat for a week, because you made a $500 party and made $125. And so think big. Don't trying to sell $35 bowls here and there is thinking small. If you want to sell your stock, then you do a Tupperware party. Take that stock with you and say, these are the items you can take with you this evening. And when your hostess orders, you reorder a product again, so that you can have a rotating stock, which is nice, because people like to be able to get their product right away on an event like that. Okay? Did that help you, Bobby?
Yeah, that helps a bit.
Okay, we'll help you more. So if you got more questions, you just make sure you ask us, and we'll send you to the right places. We have some training on that already recorded. Anybody else?
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Hi, Pam. I have a question.
Okay.
It's Shay.
Hi, Shay.
Okay. So I was already once a manager. Your
Right.
challenge that you're doing, is that first time managers or
Oh, no,
just
baby, it's you.
manager?
I want Shay back as manager. I'll take you to dinner. Yes. And you're in
Okay.
the drawing. And you're in the drawing for the $350, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for asking, because I didn't say that, and there might be other people thinking that. Okay? So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right.
Pam, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, on the dinner, I'm a manager.
Yes.
I'm under Sonia
Yes.
Ellis. On the dinner, okay, I'm in South Carolina.
I see. Okay.
How
Are
does
you
that work?
outside?
Yes.
Isn't it dark?
I'm in the garage. I'm hiding from my husband.
Oh, okay.
He's like, really? So I had to get the earbuds and come out here. Sorry.
Hey, we got to do what we got to do. I admire your commitment.
Thank you.
That is
I
so
am all
funny.
in.
Okay, that's so funny. I love you to death, girl. Okay, so for the dinner, what we do, because obviously, if you want to come in, I'll take you to dinner. But if you can't come in for dinner, I will certainly send you a gift. And so in the past, we've always done that. And so you'll have a gift sent to you if you qualify for that. It's not quite
okay.
expensive as the dinner, but it certainly is an appreciation gift. The other thing is you are in the drawing for the $350, so you would win that. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You bet. Thank you for asking.
I
Dawn.
would love to come to dinner, but it's about an 8-hour drive, so it would really have to be a great dinner.
Yeah, well, I passed you on my way down here to Atlanta.
Oh, are you in Atlanta? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
in
you're
Atlanta. It's
okay. You're a couple hours before.
Yeah.
You're a couple hours more, and you would be here. So come on over tomorrow.
Okay.
Show me how to date parties.
Date
I'm struggling.
Okay. And you know what? Dating parties is as simple as talking, asking and talking. I know that you think I'm crazy. It's not. and you
I
perfect your
do.
skills. I know you're a sweetheart. You're good at it, so you don't have to worry about it. But here's the thing: people always think they try it once or twice and it didn't work, so they think they can't date parties, or they think nobody wants to have a party, and that's crazy. That's like trying to play the piano once or twice and it didn't work, and so you can't do it. Give up, go away. If a child was getting ready to walk and they're 12 months old, 13 months old, and they get up and they fall down, do we sit down and say, don't try that again, you're going to hurt yourself? Or do we say,
Right.
oh, let's get it, let's go, baby, and we help them? And so you got to learn. It's an art. Just learn it. You just have to keep trying and keep working and keep going after it until you master it.
Well, that's my goal for 2018 is to really work on it. And I've just watched my approach on, I don't give them an option of telling me no. I start out by telling them, how great it's going to be to do the party. And if you don't have time, that's fine. We could do Facebook. I did the event Sunday night with some of the ladies, Amanda, and one of my consultants, Mary, and did the cooking demo.
Yes.
Thank you. It was my first time, so I was a mess.
Children, it was so cute.
I love Mary. She was a blessing, and I got her by a lead through Tupperware. So
See there, guys. See, we're a national team, guys. We're all over the place. I love it, and that's why I always have a second option for those that don't want to drive in for 8 hours just to go to dinner with me. Can't imagine.
I'm not saying you're not worth the 8-hour drive, and I will definitely be seeing you at Jubilee, and cannot wait to meet everybody.
I'm excited. Yes. And
I am too. I can't wait.
At Jubilee, that's when we all get together and we just really enjoy the fact that we have those couple days where we don't have to worry about the miles between us. So everybody needs to come to Jubilee. We want 100 Jubilee champions at Jubilee, so we want to be 100 strong. So let's get this happening. All right.
I want to go to Hemingway because Hemingway is right here in my area.
Oh my goodness.
So
would it not be fun?
It would be awesome, but I am not qualified yet.
You can. You know what?
But I
Janae
can.
is not qualified. Last year at this, 2 years ago when she went, she was not qualified, even close at the end of February, and she ended up making the trip. So it can be.
Oh, I'm not giving up. And I just recruited Ramona Tucker.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've noticed her name popping up, but the woman, I planted the seed a year ago when I started. I'm actually coming up. The 12th of March is my 1-year anniversary.
Yay.
And I planted my seed with her immediately. And, she's a customer. She buys things every now and then on a good sale.
Okay.
And she called me in February and said, I want to join Tupperware. And I was like, great.
All right.
It took her until the 26th, I think it was, to join. And she has already hit level 2. She's blowing it up.
Awesome. And that's the thing. You never burn bridges. And you always plant seeds and water those seeds. Just keep watering them. All right.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
guys. I don't want to go over on the call, but I can't wait to talk to you next week. And so now, leaders, all managers and higher, remember that tomorrow morning we have our book club. And that's a fun book.
I got my book.
Get over your damn self, book club. Okay. So all leaders and higher. And if you're not,
and chapter three was about making your list and calling the people and contacting the people on your list.
That's right. That's what it's about. Do it. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Pam.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.